End of year answer to chess consolidation. All the new stuff that we've brought in to work, the principles and concepts that are currently in the answer to chess. We're always finding different ways of utilizing what is in the mantra. Not about adding new concepts and ideas. It's about trying to jiggle with the concepts we've currently got and making it work for us. The answer always comes back to things that we've experienced in our own games. This is why we've developed our own mantra in terms of how we want to deliver our moves. So our own behaviors, we know ourselves. It's just a matter of redoing it in different ways, but we're still the same person. Our character is still the same, but in order to gain some type of position or some type of strategy or planning in the game, we have to stay true to our own nature. Looks like this person's left the game. Oh, come on. This is not the way to do it. Obviously, you're not going to get much practice if that happens. So let's kick in again. New opponent. The answer to chess. Let's block this pawn here. Like I was saying, it's about your own characteristics. It's your personality. If you can bring that into the game, then it's easier to fix. We have not been doing this move. We have been doing this move. This is what the problem is with narration mode. You know, just go and do these moves. Now the knight's going to get chased all over the place. This is why we've been practicing pushing that pawn here. Okay, so now we have to do that silly move here of attacking this pawn, which never gets taken, the pushing pass. We're hitting here, and we don't like this position. Oh, and they've gone for an exchange, so that makes it slightly better-ish. Although they can protect the pawn when the knight comes round to attack it. And the bishop can put a check on the king, but there's no point in that because the pawn just drops. And we would lose the knight. So the bishop does come and protect, like we said. I'm going to make some space for the king. Really don't like this position at all. This is why we're trying to do it new ways, and we've reverted to old ways. Scrappy! That's us. That's our character. So we've learned to live with it. This pawn is blocking this bishop from attacking this pawn at the minute. If we move the knight, it's just going to push the pawn. I'm going to move the knight anyway. I'm going to push the pawn. We take. He takes this pawn. Mindful of that. I'm just seeing his king is a little bit airy, but I can't get anything there at this moment. So yeah, my style and my character is Scrappy Chess. So I've fallen into that realm. I'm going to bring this bishop here, and as I was mentioning, you know, if it's your style and it's your way, you can tend to play a better game because you're going to enjoy it more, even if you don't like the opening. I don't like the opening we just did, and we preferred this new, you know, this new way of just pushing the pawn here. But I'm not uncomfortable in this position because I've been playing this type of stuff for quite a long period of time, and it just means I have to work a little bit harder. That's all. I'm trying not to work as hard. This pawn is still going to be pushing here. Okay, we could attack this pawn with the bishop, give them something to think about, or should we just try it? If I bring this, it's just going to block the pawn, isn't it? That's the thing. I'm going to go on the rim. Going to go on the rim. We'll put that in the back pocket. If their rook forgets themselves, we do have two pieces here. Oh, he's wanting to bring this pawn back in line. It's also attacking the bishop as well. Bishop can come here. Could get rid of this pawn now and just make it do something. And we do have the rooks attacking here like this. I think I'm just going to bring the bishop here. Is that what I was going to do? Yeah. So we're attacking the pawn here. Thinking the knight's just going to take the knight. Get this pawn out of the way because we're thinking they're just trying to come and get it. And as we mentioned, maybe just putting a check on the king because it's looking a bit airy. But they're taking the time now, so I don't think they want the knight. I think they probably wanted the bishop. Main thing is as well, they probably wanted the pawn to come here to unrelease the double pawn situation. So quite a few things there going on. It's been an interesting year. We've covered quite a few new ideas and practices just to try and improve our performance. And really, at the end of the day, it's really to enjoy the games that bit more. And the more I can add in terms of finessing the current answer to chess process and the concepts underneath it, it gives a good flavor of. It doesn't get dry or boring or anything like that, because we're practicing different ways of utilizing the concepts. There's so many, as you've seen throughout the videos, we've done this, so many different ideas that you can bring into your own games just to try and fluff it up a bit, because it's very easy to get stale with playing the game of chess. But for me, I'm very happy. And when we're looking at the performance for the year, and looking at the types of openings that I do, and which I favour, apparently. I don't know the names of anything, but when you look at it, and you know, SIT is saying you do this quite a lot and you do that quite a lot playing as black, and you just think, okay, well, that's cool, but we're trying to make it work. The amount of times I'm doing that same type of opening really is quite staggering, but we're doing different variations on them all the time because the opponents are never reacting in the same ways. The general idea can be, and it's fairly simple if they do follow those simple ideas, but the majority, there's a little shift here and there, so that it makes you then change your ideas and makes you a bit more flexible in terms of being able to respond to the opponent. Wow, they've eventually taken. Going to take this, as we said, just to get this out of the way from this bishop. And the bishop's wanting to take that. It's going to triple the pawns here. I was laughing to myself thinking, well, if he did bring this here, it's just tripling pawns. So I'm going to triple the pawns. And don't want to laugh too much because remember the guy, why do I keep forgetting his name? In the candidates tournament type thing. Was it a candidates tournament? Ray Robson, that's it. He had triple pawns in one of his games and he actually won it. It was really quite funny. So I'm not going to laugh at it too much. We could come and attack this pawn with the bishop knight. Or we could put a check on the king first. We've been practicing putting the checks on the kings first. Alright, and any other checks? No, not really. Let's just bring the knight attacking the pawn. Rook can come down to defend. Then we can chase it, but then his rook's going to come and double. Not doing that, so the bishop will defend if he... So we're going to just bring the bishop here. So the rook's coming here, or the bishop, but the bishop will get taken. But maybe they want the bishop taken and is owning the file with the rooks. Key thing is owning the file with the rooks, isn't it? So are we giving them the tempo? I think we will try and use the basics of chess and just try and own the file ourselves. I don't think I've got an issue with the pawn coming here because it would block these pawns. I think I'm going to continue with attacking the rook for the ownership of the file if we can. Time-wise, we're not doing too bad either. I thought I was doing a bit of talking there. Yeah, so being happy with performance. As always, it's not about the winning of the games, it's about the performance in the game. I can take losses if I've performed not so well and I understand what went on. In fact, the knight could take as well, but the knight's going to be hunting this, but the bishop's just going to come and protect. Okay, but we're owning the file. So let's take, we're owning the file with the rook. Bishop's just jumping here. Going to keep a clear path. If he goes here, the knight can take. Yep, all right. So we can just jump here. Going to give him the ownership back because if he takes them here, then the rook comes. We can come here, but then the king can come and attack the knight. The rook's not got any support, so we have to be mindful of that. Let's take. So we've given them ownership of the file for a brief moment, but these pawns here, I think we'll just bring the king across. We'll probably put in a check on, but we can come here and support. So just bring that and support. That might give us tempo. They forget themselves and do something funky. So let's hit the bishop. think they will attack. We are looking for a cheap shot here, but the main... I think they were planning to come here with the rook. We are attacking this pawn that's got no protection. Yeah, I think they're looking to bring their rook here. Something, putting 2-on-1. If we do move the knight, we then don't get the check thing. We could do a waiting move and see what they're going to do, and then go with the checkmate. Because you never know, they might forget themselves. We could even hit the bishop again and just see where it's wanting to go. Probably going to attack the knight. Don't really want to do it, but I'm going to... Oops, excuse me. I'm going to take... Get on with it. There we go. Take. I'm going to take. I thought that was a nice position, but why not take a few pieces off? And we're attacking the bishop. So we're taking, we're doubling some more pawns as well. So I'm going to take. We're definitely in endgame now. We can come here. His rook can come down to defend it though. Don't really like doing wasteful moves. Can come here, but then his rook comes and then it... Yeah, okay. So if we come here and then his rook comes there, we can drop down. Then he won't be able to defend this pawn. Have to be... Okay, looks like they've left the game. I'm going to say I have to be mindful. He could work his way around with the rook and come around this way. I don't think it was a leaving the game situation really. But what's 2025 got in store for us? More development of the answer to chess.